Hello everyone, welcome to part 6 of Laravel 9 multi-vendor e-commerce website. And from this video, we are going to start working on the multi-authentication. Okay, so we are going to manage admins, vendors, and users for our Laravel e-commerce website. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to explain you once again that this is our website, and we can say this is our website, and there are some users. Okay, there are some users who are going to place order on the website, and there are some vendors who are going to add products on the website. Okay, these are the vendors who are going to add products on the website. Okay, so these both are going to interact. Okay, and here we can also see the admins. Okay, so see, there are vendors, there are admins, and there are users. So we are going to use, like, for admins and vendors, for admins and for vendors, we are going to use the guards. Guards is a type of authentication. Okay, so see, we are going to use the multiple authentication, and we are going to start from this video working on this thing, and in the next few videos we are going to look into it. And for the users, we are going to use the default web auth. Okay, default auth, we can also say the default auth. So why we are using the guards for admin and vendors, means we can say the one type of oath for admin and one vendors, and one type of oath for users, because vendor is a kind of admin itself. See, we are going to create tables in this video. I'm going to create the admins table and vendors table, then the things will get clear, and I will tell you. See, now see we can say the types of admins in our multi-vendor e-commerce website. There is the super admin. Okay, super admin is only one, and that is we can't able to change. Okay, so there is only super admin that can add admins, that can add sub admins, that can add even vendors. Okay, so there are admins that can be multiple admins in the website, and admins can be many. Okay, and there are sub admins as well, sub admins, and sub admins can also be many. And after that, there are vendors. Okay, and these are also be many. So whenever we are going to create now admins table, in admins table there is a type. This type, in type we are going to manage this super admin, admin, sub admin, and vendors. Okay, so see here, so vendors is a kind of admin itself, because vendor is also going to add the products on the website, super admin is also going to add the products, admin is also going to add the products, sub admin. So the functionality of the vendor is similar to all three. Okay, so they are going to they are going to perform the same functionality, they are going to perform the same action. So that's why we are going to add the vendor as a type for the admin. So that's why we are going to manage all with the guards, one type of auth. Okay, guard auth, we are going to use the guard auth for all these type of admins. And for users who are going to purchase the product on the website, we are going to use the default auth. I hope this is little bit clear to you, and when we will progress, when we will move forward with the project, you are going to know better, you are going to understand the things better. Okay, so see, in this video we are going to create the tables. We are going to create first vendors tables. Okay, and after that we are going to create the admins tables as well, and also we are going to create the vendor model. Okay, vendor model for vendors table, and admin model for admin table. Okay, so we are going to create this model as well. So let's see. First thing is, see, we are going to use the migration for creating the tables for both the tables, and I'm going to run here. This is our project that is running right now. So I'm going to right click this one new terminal add folder, and we'll create that migration file for vendors, php artisan. Okay, see here, this is our project. I'm going to open this once again. The things that we have done so far, we able to do the dashboard, and that login pages we able to do. Okay, we can open the dashboard page as well. This is the dashboard page that we have created. Okay, so now let's open the database, localhost. Okay, make sure that XAMPP is running Apache server. Okay, so it's not running right now, so I'm going to run the Apache server in my Mac operating system. If you are in Windows, then you know how to run your XAMPP. Okay, and now I'm going to open. So here my PHP my admin, this is my database ecom9. So we are going to create the first vendors table. We are going to create with id, name, address, city, state, country, pin code, mobile, email, and status columns. Okay, so you can check in video description as well. I have explained all the points there as well. Okay, so now we are going to first create the migration file, like php artisan make migration. It's the same kind of command that we used to give for creating the models, we used to give for creating the controllers. Okay, so for migration as well, we will use this command php artisan make colon migration, and then the file name, create vendors table. We are going to create the vendors table, so we will create the table like this, create vendors table. Okay, so now we are going to open this file here, create vendors table, and here we are going to add the columns that we are going to that we want in vendors table. Okay, so see, first one is id is already there, and after that we are going to add the string data type for name, and other columns are address, city, state, country, pin code, mobile, email, status. Okay, so I'm going to make it address, I'm going to make it city, I'm going to make it state, I'm going to make it country, then pin code, then mobile, okay, then email, and then finally status. For status, we can use the tiny integer. Okay, and email, for email we can give here the keyword unique, because email is always unique. Okay, for all the tables, uh, for the tables that are having vendors, that are having admins, that are having users. Okay, so this is our vendors table. Check once, name, address, city, state, country, pin code, mobile, email, status, and timestamps created and updated. Okay, so now we are going to create this table. We'll run the command php artisan migrate. See, now the table has been created successfully, and we can open. We will refresh, and we can see the structure of table is ready. Vendors columns, you can check here. Okay, all the columns are there in vendors table. See, you can add your own columns if as per your own requirement. You can change the column names. Okay, so the process will remain the same. You can follow the process, but you can create the multi-vendor website as per your own requirement. Okay, so now we are going to create the model for the vendors table. So we are going to create the model php artisan make model vendor. Okay, so now we are going to create the admins table. Okay, so vendors table is ready. Now we are going to create the admins table, and admins will also have few of the columns like we have done in Laravel e-commerce website in Laravel 8. Okay, uh, so uh, so most of the columns will remain the same, but we are going to add the vendor ID as well. Okay, so we are going to create the another migration file now. PHP artisan make migration for the admins table. This time create admins table. Okay, so this migration file is ready. We can open create migration create admins table here, and here also we are going to add some of the columns, like we will add the name, we will add the type. Okay, so for this one we will give the string once again. String, first one is name, and after that dollar table string once again, and this time we are going to add the type. Okay, so admin name and then type. In type, like I have explained, in type it will come like super admin or admins or sub admin. Okay, so these are all the type. It will come like super admin, admin, sub admin or vendor. Okay, so after type we are going to add the vendor ID. See, if the user, if the type is vendor, then we are going to add the vendor ID here. Suppose if vendor is going to register to our multi-vendor e-commerce website, then his type will be vendor here, and also we are going to add the vendor ID. Okay, otherwise the vendor id will be 0 for all other types. Like if there is the super admin, okay, then its type is super admin and its vendor id is 0. If there is some admin we have added, like with name Amit and type is admin, and then its vendor id will be 0, because vendor id is only for the vendors. Okay, so if we are going to register the new vendor, if its entry comes in the vendors table, then we are going to add its vendor id. So see, at the time of register, what we are going to do, like suppose see, these steps we are going to take in upcoming videos when we will start working on the front end. I'm going to explain you here in advance. Okay, suppose see, here I am going to explain you. Suppose vendor is going to register on our website. Okay, so what will happen, vendor, when vendor register, first entry will come in vendors table. Okay, so we are going to add the entry in vendors table, its name, address, everything we are going to add. Okay, in vendors table, name, address, mobile, everything. Okay, so we have its vendor id. See, its id is auto generated, so we will get the vendor id from this table. Okay, so that we are going to store in the admins table. Okay, so here is our admins table, and this vendor id we are going to store in our admins table. Okay, here again the admin id. Okay, and then we are going to store its vendor id. Vendor id, if type is vendor, see, if type is vendor, then we are going to store its vendor id, that we will pick from here, from the vendors table. Okay, then there is also come the shops table that we will discuss later on in the series. I don't want that you will get confused in the beginning itself. Okay, then that we will do later on for the vendors. Okay, but right now just keep in mind, like we are going to register for vendors, then vendor id will come in admins table for the vendors only. Okay, so after that there will be, after vendor id there will be another column that will be mobile, and mobile is for the admin, for the vendor. Okay, so after that email, email is column, common column. These are the columns, okay, common columns. Okay, So we are going to add email here, and that will be unique as well. Then we are going to add password. Okay, password for the admin, for the vendor as well. And then we are going to add image if we want to add the image for the admin, any of the admin type. And then we are going to add the status column with data type tiny integer. Okay, so our admin table is ready. Review once: id, name, type, vendor id, mobile, email having unique, password, image, status, and timestamps. Okay, so now we can run php artisan migrate command to create the admin table. I am going to check whether the admin tables has been created. Yes, it has been created. Okay, with all the columns with all the data types. Okay, now we can also create the model for the admin. Okay, so last step is we are going to create the model for the admin as well. We can check once if the model has been created both for admin and both for vendor that we are going to use in future videos. Okay, so now see, uh, we have able to create the tables and as well as models in this video. And in next video we are going to generate the those multiple authentication. We are going to create the admin middleware as well, and we are going to protect our routes as well. Like this dashboard route is only managed after login. See, we can't open it directly. Right now we can open it directly without logging in, but in next video we will work on this one. We will configure the guard as well. Okay, for admin and vendors we are going to configure the guards for admin and vendors, and we are going to create the admin middleware, and we are going to protect the admin routes. Okay, including dashboard. See, if someone will try to open this dashboard without login, then he will get redirected to the login page of the admin. Okay, he will get redirected to this page, login page. Okay, so many things we are going to do in next video, so please stay tuned for that. That's all for now. Have a nice time. Goodbye.